Welcome to Darcy Street here for what looms as Coronation Day in the NPL Tasmania for 2017. South Hobart 3 points away from securing the league title. Standing in their way, a Kingborough Lions side they've beaten pretty handily both times they have met this year. The last time at this ground was a very black day indeed for the Lions, a 10-1 victory. And South Hobart will be red-hot favourites to take care of business once again today. They've been the best side all year, and today they get the chance to confirm it. It's a rather windy day here at Darcy Street, really swirly type conditions. Not going to be easy for the goalkeepers. And you'd have thought Sheku Kamara in the Lions goal is going to have plenty to do today. Lions under Mark Broadbent. Most they've conceded is 3 goals, but it's this South Hobart side could be a tough day for them. He's certainly made them a lot harder to break down. I'm not sure they've got the goal threat to beat South today though, but it remains to be seen. South Hobart will be expected to win, but strange things can happen in football. Can the Lions delay the title for another week? We'll dive into the teams here in a moment for you. It's a pretty sunny day at Darcy Street. The sun is shining. The wind is definitely a factor though. And it's certainly pretty good conditions. I'm looking forward to this one. South Hobart. We'll have a look at their lineup for you in a sec. The hosts, a very strong side they've got out there. There's a reason they have been going the way they have. 11 wins in a row for South. If they win a 12th today, it would be a league record. And I think you'd be a brave man to bet against them doing just that today. As we have a look at Doggo Brown down there. Kenny Morton, the Silver Fox. What a season he's had. A few early hiccups, but recovered from them very nicely indeed. And they have not looked back, especially since Jack Turner arrived on the scene. I'll get the South Hobart side for you in a second, I hope. There we go. A lot of familiar faces and a very strong 11 there at the top. Daniel Brown, the centre-back, he's been an absolute rock for them this year. He and Huey Ludford, the two experienced heads at the back. Ludford had a 2016 to forget, really. A lot of injuries derailed his campaign. He's come back very strongly indeed this season. He and Brown have been the pillars at the back for them either side. Connor Schmidt looks like he's going to continue playing in the left-back spot. Liam Quayle on the bench today, but he's been out for a few weeks. But Connor Schmidt's come in, done a fantastic job on the opposite flank. I don't think there's been a better right-back in the league this year than Adam Gorry. What a recruit he's been from Devonport. A fantastic addition to this South Hobart side. He's just tireless up and down at that right-hand flank. Loic Farrell, I think you'll see him sit just in front of the back four in midfield today. Experienced custodian in there, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can do, the Frenchman. Darcy Hall, he's added some extra attacking impetus since he arrived on the scene again, returning from Victoria. He'll play on the right. He's a tremendous player, Darcy Hall. I loved what he has done out there this year. Kobe Kemp will line up in midfield as you'd expect. One of the best players in the competition, Kobe Kemp. Nick the Morthog Morton, another one of their stars in midfield with Jack Turner, that dynamic midfield three. They just cause all sorts of problems. We might see Kemp, in fact, pushed onto a wing today looking at that lineup. We'll have to wait and see. You've got a lot of versatility in this side. Jack Turner, well, a lot of their fortunes changed when he arrived on the scene. Jack Turner, they've not lost a game since he was there. He scored in 7 consecutive matches. He's been such an important part of this 11-game winning streak. Jack Turner, he'll be playing against his former side today. Number 10, Alex Walter. Form probably dipped a little as the season's worn on, but it was absolute dynamite early in the year for them. One of the players of the season. Check out that bench. Some real depth in talent there. Hamlet, Cass, Quayle, Lazinski. They are all starters anywhere else. And a couple of significant options on the pine there. A bit of firepower in reserve. Mark Moncourt, the backup keeper, to Kieran Brown. That is the South Hobart side today. Is sliding in alongside me here, Paul Hunt. Funty, are we expecting anything other than South Hobart domination today, mate?
Well, last time I came up to here when it was first v 7th, I predicted an absolute bloodbath. I think I had about 7 or 8-0, and it only turned out being 3. So I've learnt my lesson from last time. I'm not quite going to go as ambitious, but taking a look at that South Hobart lineup, I can't see a way that Kingborough they're going to win this one. I imagine them being rather defensive, but when you've got the luxury of putting Hamlet on the bench, you've got Quayle coming back from injury, and then Albie obviously to come in for a bit of height towards the end. I think there's only going to be one winner, but I am expecting Kingborough to put a bit more into it than last week we saw down at the Den against Launceston City. I think that was a real eye-opener for them, and let's, fingers crossed, Coach Mark Broadbent has bought the spit with him because they need a bit of pig.
Well, that's what he was crying out for. We'll take a look at the Kingborough lineup and see if he's managed to insert any hog into the lineup today. Very much a similar side to last week, a very young side. Without a couple of the experienced heads in Danny Cowan and Trent Pearce, we'll go through it. Young Connor Bastock, I thought, in a pretty disappointing game for the club last week. I thought Connor Bastock was a real shining light for the Lions. He showed plenty up top. He looks a clever young player. Timothy Belstead in there. He'll be tough in the challenge all afternoon. The Davis Roy's there, Joseph and William, a couple of newcomers to this lineup. Sheku Kamara, what a star he's been. He's been one of the players of the season. He certainly had plenty of opportunity to shine in this Kingborough team, but he's been the best keeper in the league for mine this year, and outstanding. He'll need to be huge today. I suspect he's going to be very busy. Number 9, Lucas Lane, comes back into the team. He'll be buzzing about up top. Will he get the supply? Jackson Nugent and Ben Robinson in defence are going to be very important for the Lions today. They're going to need to really pull out a big performance against this south side, who just tend to dominate possession on this ground. And I expect a fair old bus parking from Broadbent's boys here today. Jack Nuttall, saw a little bit of him last week. He comes into the team. Joel Schuth scored from the penalty spot. One of the few experienced customers in this lineup. It's a very inexperienced Lions side as Thunderstruck pumps around at Darcy Street here. James Wakefield rounds out the team here on the bench. Dinar Harms, who was hooked half an hour into the game last week, so perhaps not a surprise to see him on the bench today. Hayes, Jones and Tommy Lacose, who's been the regular off the bench. And that rounds out the Kingborough Lions side, facing an absolute mountain of a task here today, Funty.
Yeah, just a bit. The local 449 Metro bus only comes up 5 times on a Sunday. This is going to be a 6th visit of it here. They are parking the bus firmly, I reckon, today. Kingborough, obviously Nugent and Robinson conceded 3 goals last week from centre back, but did have a good outing the week before that against Olympia, so they'll be key to this match. Connor Bastock did rather well, had a fair bit of energy up top, and I think it was Jonathan Jones who played target man last week and had absolutely no service, so I'll be quite interested to see who gets the lucky or unlucky role up the top. Could be Lucas Lane, could be a couple of others, but I completely agree. Sheku Kamara, without a doubt, one of the best keepers in the league, probably the best, particularly now Zykos from Devonport has left for slightly warmer climes. It's the old... Yeah, it's rather windy and a lot of thunderstruck up here today. And
so there is the skipper, Dan Brown from South Hobart, playing his 50th game here today. He's been an absolute rock at the back for South Hobart. A fine player, Dogger Brown, and I'm surprised that yellow card stat is not high, to be honest. I'd have thought maybe 50 yellow cards might be the stat for Dogger Brown. But he's perfected the art form of getting away with the fouls, perhaps, is what's made him such a success.
I think Clarence is Exhibit A for that one. Yellows given and getting away with it. Not that that was a foul in any stretch of the imagination, but good to reference it anyway, as we're nearly ready for kick-off here. Coronation Day for South Hobart, or will there be probably the upset of the season? We'll see what Kingborough can do here this afternoon. A bit windy, not quite as bad as the swirling breeze we've had on some occasions here, and away we go. And a ball right down to the far rank, and South Hobart's favourite ranger, Adam Gorry, will clean that one up rather easily, but a nice kick for touch to start for Kingborough. Certainly at least getting it into their half. We saw them concede after about 90 seconds last week, so if they keep it up there, we won't see a repeat of that as Bostock against that man Dan Brown, and that's going to run out for a goal kick. So first touch coming up for the other Brown from the goal kick, and that wind, I guess as you're looking at it, it's coming from sort of Kingborough left back towards South Hobart left back. It's kind of a swirling breeze coming from the north, I think.
It's going to make life difficult for the goalkeepers today, I think, as this one's chipped up in the Darcy Hall direction. Brings it down, line for Kobe Kemp, who looks like he's lining up on the right, and he threads it through for Jack Turner. He turns on it, waits for a little support, comes in the form of Kemp. He looks to get his cross in now. It's blocked behind, and the first corner of the game will go the way of the hosts. And the first test at the back here for a Lions defence that I think is going to be under siege. I've been very impressed with the form of Robinson and Nugent, especially since Broadbent took charge of this team. They've been very good at the back for the Lions, and they're going to have to be excellent today.
Did you manage to deduce who's up top for South Hobart? Now there's no Albie or Hamlet.
I think Darcy Hall, probably the man going to be playing through the middle today, as Gorry swings this one in. Turner on the volley, shacked that rather horribly. There's still a chance here. Dogger Brown shielding the ball. Back to Walter, who scuffs it, and the ball goes backwards due to the wind. So they're kicking into a pretty stiff breeze here at the moment, South, as evidenced by that play. Gorry lays it back. Walter shipping forward. And now a chance for Schuth to take it away, but he's gifted it straight to the Morthog Morton, who says thank you, turns onto his left and thinks about a strike. Instead to Ludford, that one broken down. The old war horse will get another crack at it. Tries the little nutmeg there on Lucas Lane.
Yeah, it's a corner kick and goal kick given, I think.
And well done in the end of the Kingborough defence.
I'm enjoying Ludford rolling that down the corner flag and then looking absolutely incredulous at the fact that wasn't given. And a promising start for South Hobart here today. That wind certainly coming into effect. It hasn't been too windy a day. It was fairly windy yesterday for another sporting event over the river, but it's usually like that over at Belrive.
She was swelling there. Very similar conditions. I think this will be a bit like the David Boone stand end.
Yeah.
The end that Kingborough are kicking to in this half, so they're going to want to take advantage of it. Oh, that's very sloppy there. Just gifting the ball away.
Yeah. Haven't quite got the infrastructure here to prevent the breeze, unlike at the new standard belt. Well, not new anymore, the old stand. As that's effectively cleared. Schuth. Now Bostock. Bostock's got two for company. Does rather well to spray it out, but just a bit of a hurried pass. Now gets to the experienced man, Schuth, but eventually given away. And now Morthog to Jack Turner, who's going to find Gorry. That's a very popular outlet for South Hobart this season. Nice turn down the wing and managed to get past Kingborough defender 4 in the box. Aims back post towards Walter, but effectively cleared. And coming in was Jack Turner, who's taken an enormous fresh airy. Eventually it'll fall to Walter. He just played a fake 1-2 with Jack Turner and ended up in himself. Goes back post. And we'll have to reset. Promising opportunity there, but Jack Turner, unfortunately, very large fresh area, and Gorry will eventually win the throw. Rather chaotic scenes there for a while.
Very chaotic early on here, and Darcy Hall is lining up in the middle. Walter and Kemp either side of him, and Nick Morton and Jack Turner just bombing on, and they'll be just behind him. Luke Farrell will sit the deepest of the midfield three, and the other two, they'll be very much playing as extremely attack-minded midfielders. And a chance perhaps here for Jack Turner as he curls one into Morton. Didn't quite make the connection he wanted. Giving chase there is Walter. Just about kept it in. Later back to Connor Schmidt, who curls one, repelled away by Robinson. And Liz Farah, South Hobart's favourite ranger. And he rather aimlessly chips it forward. And that'll roll behind for a goal kick. So the pattern of the game has been established in the first 5 minutes. And I think that's what we're going to see from here on out.
Two fairly obvious banks of four for Kingborough Lions are keeping usually at least two forward. Schuth just lurking, but look, it's going to be all of South Hobart's attackers versus 8 plus the keeper of Kingborough, and that pattern's been well established from the 5th minute here as we see Kamara trying at some good distance on that kick, but right into the path of a South Hobart player, effectively cleared from Robinson. And Kingborough will look to build. Feral TV, and just to get an early touch. Gorry gets it out of his feet quite nicely, looks to switch a play. Eventually gets to Dogger Brown. And to Connor Schmidt. First time we've really seen him charge forward today. Looks down the line to Walter and will get there. Will he manage to keep that in? He does. Nice work from Walter, and just a little chip ball effectively cleared. So another corner kick for South Hobart. And third of the match, I think, already. Second, my apologies.
Ludford would have thought they should have had three.
That's what's confusing me. The appeal of Ludford.
Plenty of numbers back here in the 6-yard box for the Lions. Near post to Ludford, back to Walter. His driver's block now. Turner over the bar. Just always rising his shot, but not far away. And all the Lions players right in the 6-yard box here. Real backs to the walls type stuff, this. And Turner in the middle of the box just didn't have anyone near him. They were just sitting off.
He really didn't, but he did have 8 Kingborough players in front of him, and he's only 9 yards out from goal. So, I mean, I've got to give him some credit. Just trying to find at least the top of the goal. Just trying to get it away from that sea of bodies.
Well, he had to go higher, didn't he?
Well,
no other option.
Nowhere else.
I think that's probably the strategy. Is Kingborough eats the deck. Gorry comes through and wins it. Flicked out in the direction of Kemp, but that's well broken up by Nuttall. But then he gifted it straight back to Kobe Kemp, who just drifts inside, drawing 3 defenders before laying back to Connor Schmidt. They got an overload here on the right. They had 2 men in space. One of them was Gorry. Thought about a cross. Instead onto the left, and then looks to pick out the far post. But it's well behind, and another goal kick.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you don't keep goal kick stats. There's going to be a fair few of them today, I think. Particularly on one end in particular. He's just about had the most touches so far as Sheku Kamara. Let's see if he can get a bit more purchase on this one after the slip from the previous goal kick. Surely look in the Schuth direction. That's exactly where it goes, but over his head towards Turner. Now Morton, great interplay with Kemp. Got Darcy Hall, plays it forward. Nick Morton sizes it up and nearly tapped home from Walter. I'm not sure if he was in 2 minds about whether to let that run or just tap it in, but you've got to put your foot to that. As we see Morton, beautiful ball across the box, and yeah, reaction time needs to be a tad quicker there, I think.
Into the box. Darcy Hall collects it on the turn. He fires, but it's a tepid effort straight at Sheku Kamara. No threat to his goal there.
First gilt-edged chance for South Hobart so far. And the early goal did some significant damage to Kingborough morale last week, and certainly hoping they don't get that again as Dogger Brown and Joel Schuth get a nice contest in the centre there. Now falls to Connor Schmidt. Turner presenting. Now Luke Farrell. Well cut out there from Robinson, who hasn't got too many options, so eventually concedes the throw in. Now Connor Schmidt advancing every player in the South Hobart half so far. Turner with a nice bit of skill, and unfortunately just slips at the crucial moment, and Kamara read the opportunity and picks that one up. And as he looks up, he's just got the one inside the opposition half. And he gets a fair bit of purchase on that. It's going to be one bounce through to the keeper, I think. And just nice little ankle touch there from Joel Schuth on Brown.
A little bit proppy there, the keeper, but he saw the wind just picking that ball up and taking it the length. It's going to be tough to contend with. That's a sloppy pass there from Hugh Ludford. Couldn't pick out Connor Schmidt.
Prime opportunity for some Paul Robinson action of the goal from 90 yards out, or an Oscar Thomas again, who knows.
Only one of them a season, I think, can't he? Surely.
We've had 2.
Well, 2.
If you want to count Cohen's.
I'm not convinced that either of them were actually shots either. But they ended up in the back of the net, and that's all that matters.
All that matters in this sport is the win really does pick up.
So here's Jack Turner, volleys it, chipped into the box. Lucas Lane was there, but steered away from him. Kobe Kemp, a rather blind pass to Gorry, who'd already started charging down the flank, so he has to go back and collect it. He goes to Dogger Brown, who skies that one. That's going to come backwards at him as it just sits up in the breeze. And kept rolling nicely to Lane. Just gets around one. Some nice work this from Lucas Lane, but he bit off a bit more than he could chew. Tried to get around Dogger Brown as well. And it's an interesting little shot outside of the boot there from Davis. And nearly picked out the top corner.
Oh, I thought that was creeping in if Brown wasn't alert, and especially with the swirling wind. That's a very lovely through ball from the Mordhog. Finds Walter. Wonderful ball in, back post, and very good covering there from Robinson. Darcy Hall streaming forward, but that was a great shot from the outside of the foot from Davis. Ooh, that's not a bad hit at all. It probably didn't quite have enough pace on it for really troubled Brown, but the direction and technique has certainly got to be applauded. As everyone back for Kingborough. Bastock, and the ball goes near post and takes it off the back. The old backheader trick, not quite there, still not cleared. Ludford gets up. Effectively cleared now, only as far as Walter, and this is a very interesting heading technique there from Darcy Hall. He's kind of got that one off the back, and fortunately Kingborough having 7 players in the 6-yard box, you'd want to hope that gets cleared. And then just a bit of aerial pinball. Eventually another corner for South Hobart. You put this in the same direction. Rising Eyes, Dogger Brown, and nearly gets there. Dangerous header. Jack Turner completely scuffs that. And that'll be a goal kick, which hopefully can relieve some pressure on Kingborough, but after 12 minutes, it's been all one-way traffic so far. And you've got to think South Hobart at least should have put one of these shots away, if not more. There's Kamara. Goes right to the head of the Morthog. And Wakefield eventually sees that one out and tries to do a bit of damage to the lovely Heritage Grandstand while clearing that. Now Schmidt eventually finds the feet. Ball gets it out. Walter makes a run inside, so he hasn't got too many options. Ludford looking from centre back. That's probably the most likely. And he's got 3 for company. Eventually wins a free kick. Just leaning in a bit too far was Wakefield. Oh, sorry, Robinson. And we'll see if the designated free kick taker comes across, which is Kobe Kemp. Just got to do the same. These near post free kicks and corners have caused all sorts of problems so far.
Yeah, this one's going to be swung in dangerously. It's headed over the top. Dogger Brown wants a corner, but I think he was the one who made contact with it. Just over the bar, and really this is the battering ram trying to get through the door here at the moment. They're just going to keep thumping away. Eventually something might give, but for now the Lions holding out. But they're immediately under pressure again. Darcy Hall looks to turn, level little back heel that. Nick Morton fires home, and South Hobart break through. 1-0 the Morthog Morton. It was a clever back heel from Darcy Hall, releasing the Morthog who does the rest.
Yeah, beautifully crafted finish from South Hobart. That has been coming since about the 70th second mark of this match. They finally put it in. It's that man again, Nick Morton. He has been on great form. That's just a gorgeous back heel. Yeah, we'll have that any day of the week. Certainly like that more than Ricky Martin.
Oh, I've done a bit of Cup of Life. It's a goal song. It's a new little wrinkle. Don't mind it from South Hobart.
It's a Cup of Life. I thought it was something else. Okay, I'm all for Cup of Life.
A bit of Cup of Life. They've gone with the goal song. So, yeah, all about it. New innovation. I'm all for the goal songs.
I wonder if that's personally selected by the Morthog himself.
I'm not sure. But, he's giving them the lead here.
I mean, it is the second best World Cup theme song of all time.
This is going to spark an interesting one. What have we got as the number 1 seed here?
2010, South Africa. Yeah, Shakira. It's time for Africa, my friend. It's time for Africa.
Yeah, that one just a few too many times at the World Cup. every live event, you had that one about 6 times in the space of 30 minutes. Got a bit wearing, it has to be said.
That sounds like me to London calling at the London Olympics. I cannot listen to that anymore.
Between that and waving flag, I've heard enough of those two to last me a lifetime. This one's chip forwards. Wakefield deals with it. And a chance for Walter. Well, pounced upon by Connor Schmidt, who charges. He's got 3 in the box to pick out. If he can curl it in, he does so, but even more numbers were back. Lucas Delane with another fresh area. There's been a few of them already in this one. Now the Frenchman made it to the Morthog Morton, who got clipped, and it'll be a free kick South Hobart's way.
Yeah, Frenchman Feral TV hasn't had many touches so far, just playing that anchorman role. As we have a look at those Nicholas Morton goal stats, 55 goals in 81 games so far. It's a scoring record to be envious of. He's also missed a fair bit of time in the NPL with his move into state, so even more impressive record. As Kemp goes near post, gets a flick on header and just wide from Ludford. And he managed to get the dome to it and got very good angle on it. But just sinking wide. Just a little too much purchase. We see Kamara with another goal kick. It's starting to feel like what I'd imagine a Tony Pulis training session would be. Just free kick practice, corner practice, goal kick practice. this game. As Wakefield cuts that one out, and South Hobart with 5 forward already. Through Morton, finds Turner, who's pressured from behind well. Now Davis, now Schuth, now Bastock. And tries to get the return ball, and Dogger Brown read that one a treat. And eventually the foul called for a clip from behind, so South Hobart can build up from the back with this one. Expect this to go to Schmidt, and does. Now Walter. Look to play the 1-2 with Darcy Hall, who can now cut inside. Plenty of time to get on that right foot, but not given. And good to see Joel Schuth playing that target man. He's probably got a bit more physical presence than Jones we saw last week. And Lucas Lane with fresh airing number 3. Moves through to Schmidt, who just gives that straight to Robinson. And between Dogger Brown and Ludford, South Hobart will restart.
The Mordog Morton, the goal scorer, looks to drive them forwards, but Kamara says thanks for that one. Just casually collects at the top of his box.
Did not have to move.
Now he's just going to look to unleash this one long in the Schuth direction, but just the sun in the eyes of Bastock there. Couldn't find the ball. Morton out to Schmidt, driving it to Darcy Hall, playing that centre forward role. As we mentioned, Lazinski and Hamlet both on the bench today for South, so an interesting line-up change. Here's Jack Turner, lovely work there to release Adam Gorry. Takes a touch, now he put the cross into Morton! Delightful football from South Hobart, clinical from Morton. He has 2. Beautiful build-up from Turner and Gorry, and that is sumptuous stuff from South.
I could watch that all day. Even got a little applause out of me, and I'm in no way a South Hobart fan, unlike our usually esteemed commentator Jake Boynes. We have a look at that. Adam Gorry with an absolutely delightful ball into the box. Nick Morton, beautiful little touch just to guide it. Had enough pace on it. Clearly needed to guide, and as we have a look down, bottom left, Kingborough having a team meeting at the 18th minute mark, which is never a good sign when you get every single player out and the coach talking to them. Make sure that doesn't last too long. Just very curious to see what Mark Broadbent was talking about there. Hopefully a fair few more hog-related references.
Well, the pig hasn't been there so far through 20 minutes.
Well, I've seen the exact same amount of pig as I saw last week so far, which was about as much as most vegans like, as that's given away cheaply off the kickoff already. And they're just going to keep going here, South Hobart. Misplaced pass still falls to Farrell. Jack Turner gets one in the back, but they on cold. Now Gorry, who put in that delightful cross earlier. Turner dropping short, going for the 1-2. And even as Kingborough picked the ball up, it's really, really outnumbered as Gorry just tracks back. Shows that determination that we're not quite seeing here from Kingborough. Another back heel. Morton nearly gets the return ball, eventually does on the hat trick, and sinks it wide. Here's Morton, he looks disappointed. I think that's more at the shot rather than his teammate Hall knocking that in at the back post.
Tell you what, Funty, last time they were on this ground they scored 10 past them. It could be a similar scoreline here today, the way things are shaping up. It's very much an undermanned line side, it has to be said, and South Hobart, they are absolutely in the mood today. They'll secure a league record victories and a league title, and I think they're well on the way to doing that in some style. It's looking like a training drill for them at the moment, the way they're knocking past as Kemp sends this one. It'll just hold up for Walter. Cross comes Wakefield and puts it behind for a corner.
Nice DeCanio clearance there from Wakefield.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the spectator on the goal's nearly got the Falcon there. As this one's quickly taken short, they've caught him out by surprise there. Kemp locked behind, will it be another corner? No, just held up and Lane puts it away, and it'll be a throw in instead.
We've already seen Falcon of the week with Dwayne Walsh on Friday night. As we see Connor Schmidt getting into the box, lets that run for Kemp. Tries the little dink ball, but she picks that up. Now Lane. And good tracking back from Schmidt. There's a rather unintentional through ball. Bastock just falls on the ball at the critical moment, allowing Ludford to get that in. That's going to be their best chance, Kingborough. As we see Darcy directing traffic to Walter. And it's just sumptuous football here. Another back heel. And eventually Nugent clears that one. It is all one-way traffic here so far. Connor Schmidt trots up to take this one. He's got 4 options. Looks to find Turner, and Morton takes it off him. Still got it, Morton somehow. Calls for a handball, but I think that'll be given and effectively cleared from Davis. So another corner for South Hobart. And just an air of expectancy over the crowd here at South Hobart at the moment, just patiently watching. Probably thinking, how much are we going to score as we see the ball whipped in to the back post. Free header. And now Turner. Deflected clear. Ludford tries to get out of his feet. Eventually gets it back to Kemp, who disguised that for distance at the back post. Dogger Brown in the unfamiliar right wing position. Tries to link up with Turner. Well beaten. And now Joel Schuthide go the long ball here, and he does. That's probably one for the keeper. Brown is going to let that breeze all the way down to him, and Mike Farrell just picks that up, and now we'll start again through Adam Gorry. Turner hasn't done as much bobbing up today as we're accustomed to. Hasn't needed to, unfortunately, as Brown and out to Schmidt. Now Ludford still not yet back in his centre-back position. And Kemp gives that one away. Now rolled out from Wakefield, who'll look to centre it to anybody in particular, and Brown will pick that one up with ease.
And Jack Turner now charging forwards in acres of space. Kingborough just dropping back deep and inviting this pressure. And Walter threads it to Gorry, who's just playing as a right winger at the moment. Doesn't have to worry about defending. He gets to the byline, but it just went out of play. So Kemp's header is irrelevant. Just got a little too far out ahead of him there, Adam Gorry, but he has just been bombing on down that flank and having a whale of a time, Adam Gorry.
Yeah, it's certainly been more right wing back than right back here tonight. Well, today I should say. Connor Schmidt's been pretty similar on the other side. I mean, they are having Lokefell really playing rather deep, and with him in that role, Dogger Brown and Ludford, everyone else is just streaming forward at every opportunity.
I think the worrying thing for the Lions here is the wind is, helping them this half. It's not going to be easy for them as the game progresses. Kamara's goal kick into the middle. Jack Turner somehow wins it and just smashed on out of there by Schuth, perhaps going for the Robinson-esque type goal there.
But you got to try something, don't you?
Dogger Brown sends it to Gorry. Turner prominent early, just linking up. Gorry plays it to Hall. Clever little flick, and they're off to the races again here, South Hobart. Adam Gorry in a foot race. Well done, Nuttall. Just put him off. Gorry regains it, lays it back for Turner. Brilliant block. Jackson Nugent threw himself in the path of it and behind for a corner.
That's a fantastic tackle from Nugent. Goal-saving tackle, because that was beautiful link-up play. Probably got the slide a tad early there. The Kingborough player managed to get there, and Nugent just gets the body in front of Turner. Saying he hasn't bobbed up much. There he was, right where he needed to be, and proof of South Hobart's dominance. They've just got the 2 people back, everyone else up front, as Gorry looks towards the back post. Kamara reaches up above his significantly taller teammate to claim that one. And they'll try and use the breeze here to play in Bastock. Now 4v3 if he can get a switch on, and just under hits that a tad. Manages to fall in the path of Davis, who plays a return ball. And Lane should pick that up, but will cut out from Ludford. And he'll see that one out. So 25 minutes gone in this match so far. And South Hobart firmly on top. Possession, goals, everything. As Ludford tries to see who we can play this to next. Eventually finds Morton, and Wakefield manages to clear that at the second attempt.
Morton going to be eyeing a few more before this one's done, I think. He's already got 2. There's Darcy Hall, who's just doing brilliantly in his audition for striking role here in the future. Drifts inside onto that right. Squares it to Turner. Turner to Kobe Kemp. And Kemp again playing in Adam Gorry. This time Nugent across to cover, and again probably got the direction of that clearance wrong and gives them another corner, and that's already number 7.
7. For some reason it even feels like more. which is rare after 25 minutes. And you're saying about Darcy Hall's audition, it's not like they're short of striking options at South Hobart. I mean, he's auditioning for a part that's going to be hard to get with Hammer Time Hamlet, who's just saw him get up, rocking a headband, a thin Argentinian style today, as Adam Gorry centres that one in the direction of Walter. He'll probably get to this one first. Will it sit for him? Get some space. Now Kemp goes near post and Dogger Brown just loops that over the top of the goal. He's got some pretty good purchase on that despite stretching. Flying through the air. And just over. How many shots has that they've had so far? Both on and off target. I'm at a good 6 or 7 as a guess. There's Kamara. Takes that one and right to the head of Walter. Nugent clears, now Gorry. Eventually to Kemp. Turner's got time to do his shoelace in the centre of the park, such as their dominance. And Dogger Brown to Ludford. Too many options forward. Now well pressured, calls for the switch. Got heated by Walter. He'll go inside to Morton. And Adam Gorry has plenty of space on this far side if Dogger Brown chooses to use him. Eventually rushes that one forward in the Turner direction. Shoots with an acrobatic clearance of sorts. Now Davis. Just kept in from Nuttall. Brown now Morton. South Hobart looking to build again. Gorry. Got Walter calling for it on the far side, but looks inside to Kemp. Gets the return ball. 4 in the box to South Hobart. Who will he pick out? Picks out Hall, and that's not far away at all. He's tried to do exactly what his teammate Morton did a few minutes ago and nearly succeeded.
Kobe Kemp's ability to just take the ball and release Adam Gorry with these deft little drop passes has been extraordinary in the opening half an hour. That's about 6 times. He's just dropped in, received the ball, turned and laid it straight through to the overlapping goal with a perfectly weighted pass. He's absolutely dominating down that flank, Adam Gorry, and Kobe Kemp is just setting him up every single time.
Yeah, almost got a bit of sympathy. I think that's Nuttall who's out there having to face those two. Loose touch from Wakefield and nearly taken off Lane. Loses the ball now. Hall, who's got Turner in the box. Nugent comes out, apply pressure, and Josh Huth will try to get that forward. To no avail. Back to Hall, now Walter, who's going to search back post. Probably thought Gorry was making that instinctive run down there. It's the first time all match he hasn't. Turner manages to win that back. Plays it off Nuttall. He's got Morton on a hat-trick, but just overhits him slightly. Now Hall, now Morton. They're almost just trying to tee each other up here. And Walter will see that out for a throw. And now Schmidt looks to play it to Walter. Gets there in front. Goes the loop past Morton on a hat-trick. And then eventually sprayed wide from Kobe Kemp. Morton did cop one in the face from Sheku Kamara. Nothing malicious in it. Just both going for the ball. Bit of a forearm afterwards. Kemp, look, he's been playing those deft passes so well lately. But unfortunately, when he had the goal at his mercy, not quite. So we're just seeing some light rainfall on the far side of South Hobart. So this is going to be another one of those days here at Darcy Street with 4 different weather conditions at once.
Yeah, very much shaping that way. South Hobart 2-0 ahead. Could be 6-0 the way this has gone early. They've been a little bit wasteful. It's the only knock on them. They've been absolutely dominant. And again, they go forward. This one should be cut out. One of the most convincing of clearances, though. It's going to play in Darcy Hall. The flag's been raised, though. So he smacks that effort into the post, but it's going to come back for an early indiscretion.
Didn't quite see what that discretion was for. I was just taken by that powerful shot. As he's kind of taken that off his face and just gone that's beaten Sheku Kamara. All ends up as we go back to live play. Kobe Kemp and Kamara just gets that out. Dodgy clearance. Walter and Wakefield just gets there in time. And he goes as far as Connor Schmidt, who will build up again through Morton. Now Gorry, who's just stayed back a little at the moment, finds Kemp, who's going to try and play that deft ball, goes himself. got Gorry again. It's Hall. And Gorry can put this to many people. Kemp and Kamara again right at him. So a comfortable save. There's another shot on South Hobart. It is all one-way traffic here. Ogre Brown was having his shirt pulled rather convincingly there from Bastock. Not sure what his complaints are about. Now Hall. Ogre Brown is staying down after that clearance. And makes a miraculous recovery. Gorry just keeps that in, but all the chasing as he thought it was out. Kingborough will try to break away. The Frenchman will clear that one as the weather turns here at Darcy Street.
I know it might be the Lions who are the big cats, but for me, this is like watching a mouse play with a cat play with a mouse it's caught. It's just kind of whacking it playfully. It knows it's got it. It's just cruel at the moment, to be honest. South Hobart absolutely all over them.
Yeah, running rings around them so far. I mean,
and to be fair to the Lions, they're a very depleted squad. I mean, they lost a number of senior players over the off-season to be replaced by the imports that came with Gabriel Marcage. I think 9 or 10 of them, all except the goalkeeper, have now gone. So this is, you know, they're under 16, under 18 team and a few challenge leaguers from last year. It's
I mean, they're pretty much playing Kingborough's under 18 team from last year with about 2 extras. Is pretty much what they're playing.
Danny Cohen and Trent Pearce, two of the very few senior players they had, neither of them in there again, and really up against it. And look, I think the Lions have made no secrets. This is about building for the future now for Broadbent. He'll have a pre-season to recruit. Will stand the youngsters in good stead, but for now they're being well and truly outclassed, and Alex Walters in behind again. Let's this one run because he didn't like the option. Plays it now to Schmidt. Just sold the Warthog a little short there, Schmidt. Again, the Lions are repelled, but it's going to come right back at them through Hugh Ludford. There's plenty of bodies forward for South here. Connor Schmidt overlapping, looks to drive at the defence. He gets round one, repelled. And Schuth picked up by Lane. Nice little nutmeg, but it's going to come straight back at them through Jack Turner. Darcy Hall. Clever pass. Oh, offside was the anyway.
I was just thinking, I mean, at least it's good from a Kingborough perspective that they've already signed up Broadbent for next year. So it means when he's trying new things, he's talking to players, he's giving information, it's not going to be cancelled out by a new coach coming in the off-season. So what he's doing now, it will help them next year. It's just that they are almost in the situation, especially with Launceston City's win yesterday, where top 6 is nearly out of their reach, so it is very much building for next year.
They're going to have a big game against Clarence next week, and that's going to be a huge 3 points on offer. There, it does look like City are going to take that 6th spot, though, the way they've finished the season.
Which you wouldn't have predicted about 6 weeks ago, I don't think.
Their last month has been outstanding, and perhaps proof that you do just need to give coaches time rather than offering them every few weeks.
Or just play your coaches.
Oh, yeah, just insert yourself into the contest. A real masterstroke that from Benny Woodfield.
That's doing a disservice to how well Launceston City have played the last month, and another very impressive win yesterday.
Yeah, going nice. I'll tell you what, though, I don't know if you saw the goal highlights, but Clarence's 3 goals, 3 of the best goals you'll see.
I haven't actually seen them yet.
The first one, Lewis just pops up and volleys it from the top of the box. The second one, Palmer chips him from about 25 yards. Then you got a price free kick from about 40 yards top windows. An extraordinary series of goals from Clarence, but unfortunately for them, they shipped 5 and Launceston claimed the win.
Best goals in the defeat you'll ever see. I like that category.
Absolutely. It was just incredible, the quality of goals they were scoring. Well, certainly an entertaining one.
Pity their defence didn't hold their side of the bargain by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it seems that way as Kamara will be played in here and he plays it short. Pressure's on Nugent, so he skews it back to Robinson. And then Robinson just skips around the Warthog. Plays it wide to Wakefield and Walter in tough on him there. And is that going to stay in for him? It did, but it was won away by Robinson. Does well again. Lane. Kemp, Schuth, now Schmidt. Real junior football types out there for a moment. 6 players surrounding the ball. And Ludford missed controls and...
Probably the first bad touch of South Hobart's game, I'd have to say. Luckily, just give Kingborough a chance, if anything, just to push up. I mean, they haven't really been able to do that from their goal kicks even. They even just keep the ball in the opposition half for a little while. What goes with that arm bar? We saw that on Friday night as well. It seems to be a feature of the NPL this weekend.
Long throw perhaps on the cards here for Wakefield. No. Two players presenting short.
And just fires at his shin and then goes into Canio clearance for a goal kick.
Not going to be wasting moments like that. They've not had the ball in their own half too often.
Yeah, just rushed a little there. He wasn't used to receiving the ball that far up the pitch.
If they can get to half-time 2-0, that'll be a small victory for the Lions here, given the chances South have created. They'll take that, I reckon, Kingborough. As you mentioned for a game, I think 3's the most they've shipped under Broadbent, so he's brought a bit more stability to them with the formation he's employed and plenty of bodies behind the ball.
I've also noticed that the solidities come as Joel Schuth's dropped back. They seem to start him as a target man striker and now is very much playing as the centre mid, so they've just added some steel to the middle of the park. As you see Walter back to Ludford. Gets the return ball. Schmidt. Eventually back to Walter. Plenty of people going for it down there, but Kingborough very much with kind of making a borderline back six, and there we go again. Kemp to Gorry. A few options in the box. Lays it back to Hall, who scuffs it off the turf, and probably another opportunity where you think Hobart should have scored there. It's just fallen right into the path 6 yards out, but I'm sure he'll get another chance. As we see Ludford look towards the back post, ends up actually going near post. And Kamara alert to that one. This one is going to be hoofed. Probably going to... You've got to get that. Keeper, no. Farrell's going to let that run out for a goal kick, which from a kick from Kamara is a decent effort.
Yeah, probably let the young keeper off the hook a little there. Need to be coming to get that one, but Feral TV had it firmly under control. Back we go to Hugh Ludford. Back across again to Feral TV. Not sure if you're getting this picture or not, but it's in South Hobart's half at the moment. As Kobe Kemp chips it forward. There we go, picture's back now. Nodded down to Schuth. Broken up by the Mordog Morton. Now Gorry. Darcy Street's favourite ranger. If he got tired, would be tired, I'd have thought. A normal man would be tired having done the work he has, but he's just got an endless supply of energy, that man.
Yeah, don't know how he does it, to be honest.
And he's got the ball again here. Goes back to Brown. Across to Ludford. 6 minutes to go before the break. Can South add another one? The chances have dried up a little in the last few minutes after the procession was the first 20. Turner to Gorry. Plenty of numbers bombing forwards here. Back to Ludford. You see there's no real Lions midfield here. It's just everyone at the back or up top. Not much in between. Lovely bit of skill there from Alex Walter. Down the line he goes for the overlapping Schmidt. It just took a bobble on him.
Shocking bobble.
That was stiff. Not much he could do there, Schmitty. As across comes Loic Farrell, and now Schuth just volleys it forwards. Ludford nods away. Schuth again, doing plenty of work. That defensive midfield role he's now taken up in front of the back five. Gorry.
Back 8.
Well, yeah, I think on paper it's a back five, but certainly we play like a back 8 at times. As Jack Turner now wide on the right, crossing in. Plenty of numbers back for the Lions. They've not done a great job clearing it. Loic Farrell across to the Morthog. Has both the goals in this one. He's looking to make things happen again. Plays a lovely 1-2 with Walter. Back across the face. Kamara intervened. It was a tap in for Hall if he didn't. And the cat-like Sheck Kamara gets out and puts it away before Darcy Hall could tap it home.
I mean, if you look at the ladder and look at how many goals Kingborough have conceded, you'd wonder why we would consider Sheku Kamara one of the very best in the competition. And here is another example. That is an absolute tap-in for Hall. And eventually the throw-in will be taken. Lane just gets ahead of Walter. Finds Hall, who could have had a hat-trick already. He's beaten one, beaten two. He's going to have a shot here. Goes near post, and Kingborough does well to hold on to that, especially.
Chaos here in the Slice of Cheese commentary stand. So
Glad you've still got pictures out there, people. As Walter picks this one up.
apparently the commentary box is a footpath now, but there you go.
You never know.
Back to Brown. Out of Adam Gorry.
Must be my red jacket. I must look like a lollipop lady.
Yeah, maybe. Do get those vibes at times, Funty. As Gorry swings that one in. That's a great ball to Hall. It directs it home. Silver service from Adam Gorry. And Darcy Hall guides it home. Adam the Destroyer Gorry down the right. Don't get better service than that. Also easy for Darcy Hall, and it's 3-0.
Now a bit of Rob Thomas Santana action coming over the PA. Different goal song every time. Personally, my feedback, goal of life, definitely.
Yeah, go with a cup of life, babe.
None of this 2000s mum pop rubbish.
Yeah, it seems we've diverted down that path. I think we just need to stick with a bit of the cup of life.
I feel like someone's gone and got like Pepsi chart hits 98 to 2000.
Bit
and
of
just
So
hit
Fresh
shuffle.
or something?
Yeah, something like that. That's the vibe I'm getting. But one thing we shouldn't ignore is that delicious through ball from Adam Gorry, rather than our musical taste. Man, that service certainly better than that. Put it on a platter for Hall. And there's 3-0. We did well there. Good 25-minute spell. With nothing conceded. The reserve goalkeeper for South Hobart, the Monkster, clearly trying to keep warm, going for a nice lap of Darcy Street. As Adam Gorry picks the ball up. Lovely interchange of passing here, and here he goes again. He does not get tired and nearly gets that one through, but Nugent picks that one out, just runs it out of play. Tells Adam Gorry he'll stay up there. Instead, he'll take the throw in. A couple of minutes left. Let's see if South Hobart can make it 4. As Gorry look to switch this play through the defence. So Ludford now on the ball. A few Kingborough players dropping back. Nice dummy run from Walter, and Wakefield slices Connor Schmidt down. A fairly obvious challenge, and potentially the first slice of cheese for today to Wakefield. I don't think you can have any doubts about that one at all. Got everyone off the South Hobart bench. And we'll have a look at that replay. Lovely dummy run. Just sticks the leg out, and not the worst slice of cheddar to give away. Very cynical cheddar. As South Hobart having a small committee meeting deciding what to do. With Cabby Kemp going near post. Jack Turner going to get underneath that and gets there first and just over the top. Got there before Shaku. Unfortunately, another 50 centimetres. That one could creep in. Got a very good leap to get in front of the keeper and just loops over the top. Very promising again from South Hobart. A minute or two of stoppage time. Especially after the Kingborough committee meeting after 18 minutes. And Morton rises high to win that. Hall, nice back heel again to Morton. It's 3v3. He can go all the way. Goes to Kemp, tries to get that back to Morton, but Nuttall eventually gets in front of that one. Could have been a first half hat trick for Nick Morton. The corner kick taken again. I think that's about number 9 or 10.
Number 8.
Number 8
shots on, 8 shots off, 8 corners. It's been one-way traffic this half, and now Ludford. So we've seen this one into the mixer, but he overhit that one. Kamara collects. And look to launch them along down the field here, but he's going to go straight to Adam Gorry. That's a roll. Bastock, we're going to get that one. So South Hobart's throw in as we tick towards half-time. 3-0 South Hobart's way here. And dominant half. We thought the likely league champions would have it pretty comfortable today, and so it has been. There's no doubt now they are going to be the 2017 league champions if you had any sort of doubt heading into the game. I'm not sure why you would have, but
You never know.
It was mathematically still possible.
It was mathematically. You could have had, a bit of nerves, a bit of, one of those displays you get in football where all the luck's against you, but just the class has shone through, and that is clearly a foul on Kemp. So, one last chance here for South Hobart on this Coronation Day here. Darcy Street should be changed to Coronation Street for today, because that's what it is.
Gorry took the free kick short, and I don't think Darcy was on the same page as him. The referee's wondering what's going on. Yeah, that was a curious decision. I'm not sure they talked about that one. And now a chance perhaps for the Lions to break here. And just holding it up and waiting for support, but it's South Hobart numbers who are getting up that end, not Kingborough numbers, and they waste, what was a 3v3. So, strange decision making all around here at Darcy Street. I'm not sure if everyone thinks it's half time, but curious. And that one's run out.
There's about 5 things that have happened in the last 30 seconds I've no idea about.
And Craig Phillips perhaps wisely says, that'll do, let's just head into the sheds after that. So half time here at Darcy Street. A strange end to what was a brilliant half of football. Kingborough, they've been outmatched, but take nothing away from this South Hobart side. They've been scintillating. They have carved apart the Kingborough bus that sat back, and they've been sliced apart time and time again, particularly down the right wing. The Kemp and Gorry combination has run absolutely right, and Nick Morton very much the beneficiary of it. He's picked up a couple, and hits 3-0 at the break. Darcy Hall scoring the third. We expected a one-sided game, and that is what we've gotten, Fudgy.
Yeah, it certainly is a dominant display from South Hobart. It's the kind of situation where rather talk up South Hobart's display. Kingborough have fought bravely so far in the first half, certainly putting 2 banks of 4 to try and repel any South Hobart attack, but they've been on absolutely top form here today, and just the interchange of passing. We've obviously mentioned the Gorry and Kemp combination. Even just Morton's back heels, Darcy Hall leading the line. Maybe just a bit more of a fluid front 4 without Hamlet or Lazinski, but it has been all one-way traffic so far here today.
So we'll leave you with the images from the first half. It's been quite the show from South Hobart. We'll be back shortly with the second 45.
Plenty of hot food, cold drinks.
Cleared, so another corner
and
kick.
no lines, so it's always handy. So
back here in the 6-yard box for the Lions. Near post to Ludford, back to Walter. His driver's block now. Turner over the bar. Just always rising his shot in space. One of them was Gorry. Thought about a cross. Instead onto the left, and then looks to pick out the far post. It's well behind.
Well, Darcy Hall plays it forward. Nick Morton sizes it up and nearly tapped home from Walter. Not sure if he was in 2 minds about
the box. Darcy Hall collects it on the turn he fires, but it's a tepid effort straight at Sheku Kamara. No threat to his goal there. Nice work this from Lucas Lane, but he bit off a bit more than he could chew. Tried to get around Dogger Brown as well. And it's an interesting little shot outside of the boot there from Davis.
Warthog finds Walter. Wonderful ball in, back post, and very good covering there from Robinson. Bastock, and the ball goes near post and takes it off the back. The old backheader trick, not quite there, still not cleared. Ludford gets up, effectively cleared now, only as far as Walter, and this is very interesting. Put this in the same direction. Rising Eyes, Dogger Brown, and nearly gets there. Dangerous header. Jack Turner completely scuffs that, and that caused all sorts of problems so far.
Yeah, this one's going to be swung in dangerously. It's headed over the top. Dogger Brown wants a corner. Lions holding out, but they're immediately under pressure again. Darcy Hall looks to turn, level little back heel that. Nick Morton fires home, and South Hobart break through. 1-0 the Warthog Morton. It was a clever back heel from Darcy Hall. Well, at least heel it in, he does so, but even more numbers were back. Lucas Delane with another fresh area. There's been a few of them already in this one. Now the Frenchman.
So more impressive record. Goes near post, gets a flick on header and just wide from Ludford.
Number 11.
Line-up change. Here's Jack Turner. Lovely work there to release Adam Gorry. Takes a touch. Now he put the cross in. Morton. Delightful football from South Hobart. Clinical from Morton. He has 2.
Nearly gets the return ball. Eventually does on the hat trick and sinks it wide. Morton. He looks disappointed.
He's just playing as a right winger at the moment. He doesn't have to worry about defending. He gets to the byline, but it just went out of play. So Kemp's header is irrelevant. just got a little too far up prominent early, just linking up. Gorry plays it to Hall. Clever little flick in there off to the races again here, South Hobart. Adam Gorry in a foot race. Nuttall just put him off. Gorry regains it, lays it back for Turner. Brilliant block. Jackson Nugent threw himself in the path.
Back, everyone else up front as Gorry looks towards the back post. Kamara reaches up above his significantly taller teammate for him. Gets some space. Now Kemp goes near post and Dogger Brown just loops that over the top of the goal. Gets the return ball, 4 in the box to South Hobart. Who will he pick out? Picks out Hall, and that's not far away at all. He's trying to do exactly what his teammate to Walter. Gets there in front, goes the loop pass. Morton on a hat trick. And then eventually sprayed wide from Kobe Kemp. Morton did cop one in the face.
Should be cut out. One of the most convincing of clearances, though. It's going to play in Darcy Hall. The flag's been raised, though. So he smacks that effort into the post.
That's beaten Shaker Kamara. All ends up as we go back to live play. Kobe Kemp and Kamara just gets that out. Dodgy clearance. Walter and Wakefield just gets there in time. And Gorry can put this to many people. Kemp and Kamara again right at him. So a comfortable save.
Just skips around the Warthog. There's it wide to Wakefield and Walter in tough on him there. And is that going to stay in for him? It did, but...
Here we go again. Kemp to Gorry. A few options in the box. Lays it back to Hall, who scuffs it off the turf, and probably another. We'll get another chance. As we see Ludford look towards the back post, ends up actually going near post. And Kamara alert to that one.
To make things happen again, plays a lovely 1-2 with Walter. Back across the face, Kamara intervened. It was a tap in for Hall if he didn't. And the cat-like...
He's beaten 1, beaten 2. He's going to have a shot here. Goes near post, and Kamara does well to hold on to that, especially like a lollipop lady.
Yeah, maybe do get those vibes at times, Funty. As Gorry swings that one in. That's a great ball to Hall, who directs it home. Silver service from Adam Gorry. And Darcy Hall guides it home. Adam.
A few Kingborough players dropping back. Nice dummy run from Walter, and Wakefield slices Connor Schmidt down. Kobe Kemp going near post. Jack Turner going to get underneath that and gets there first and just over the top. Got there before. You know, one of those displays you get in football where all the luck's against you, but just the class has shone through, and that is clearly a foul on Kemp.
Gorry took the free kick short, and I don't think Darcy was on the same page as him. The referee's wondering what's going on. But yeah, that was curious to see. back at the Theatre of Dreams for the second half. 45 minutes away from confirmation as South Hobart League Champions 2017. They'll be hoping to slot a few more away. They're 3-0 ahead at the break. It could be far more significant than that. They've been pretty wasteful in truth. The Bulls have taken a couple of unfortunate bowls at times in the box, but they have been absolutely superb. The football they've played has been fantastic to watch. Adam Gorry and Kobe Kemp in particular linking up down the right has been outstanding, and they'll have the aid of the wind at their backs perhaps in this half. It's died down a little from what it was in the first half hour, but still very much a factor. The Lions yet to come back from the sheds. I think Broadbent would have quite a bit to say, which is rather unlike him, as we know. But,
never short of a quote.
But yes, the South Hobart boys chomping at the bit. They're back out there ready to carry on with this and soon celebrate their title victory. A 3-0 advantage. I wonder how many more they can score in the second half and whether we'll see the likes of Hamlet and Lazinski off the bench. The other question, as the wind just picks back up again and starts howling through here.
Yeah, it just gets nice and died down for half time. Even the wind needs a rest, and speaking of rest, Alex Lazinski's coming on anytime soon. He's got no football kit and sunglasses on, so.
And I don't know if that's a blanket or a beach towel, to be honest.
Well, that's a fair goal. Don't know what a beach towel would do in this weather. I haven't seen one of them in quite some time.
Yeah, very out of place. I tell you what, the rest might be gone half time's over. It is howling and he's bitterly cold all of a sudden.
I now need to put on these other 3 layers I've brought with me.
Yeah, it's not terribly pleasant. And South Hobart's still waiting out in the middle here expectantly, and the Lions are making them wait. To be fair, the refs haven't surfaced either. It's just South Hobart very keen. I don't think Kenny Morton had too much to say other than do that again.
Yeah, keep going. Well played. Just keep it to basic terms as we see Kingborough now eventually trot out to the field. Just keeping an eye out for any notable changes. Every number appears to be the same, so we'll see what they can do this half. They're going to have their backs to the wall once again, but see if they get any more expansive. As we now see that absolutely lovely flowing hair going to the far side. Very disappointed in the not assistant referee 1 on the near side. It was a shocking decision from the referees coordinator.
Yeah, just denying us the code of infallibility on the far side there
and he has been completely infallible so far this half.
He's been spot on. I think the refs have done a fantastic job in this one so far. They got a decision wrong in the first 45. So.
I think Phillips has had a decision to make. Yeah, really.
They've been pretty crude, the challenges that have come in when they've tried to stop them. And we're now finally going to get back underway in South. We're trying to score a few more here. And I think the Mordog Morton will be very much looking to get his hat-trick. It's on the cards.
I think Darcy would be wanting to make amends for a few. He could have also had a hat-trick in that half. And the shot on goal, testing Kamara as a comfortable chest mark in the end. He read that one all the way. Was not out of his... It's actually already inside his 6-yard box, so it would have taken something rather spectacular to beat him from there. As Schmidt as it's a turn up. Gets past the Kingborough Lions player. And now Brown tries to seek out Gorry, who's gone forward as a right winger again. Turner manages to win that away from a couple of Davies and looks to spray it out to Walter. He's got 4 in the box, sidesteps him well, lovely step over, and then just overhits the cross into the netting, but nice build-up play from Walter. Lovely step over.
Liam Quayle is looking like he's getting ready to be brought on the comeback from injury. So it'd be good to get him back out there. Ben Hamlet as well, set to be introduced to this game. So there's a couple of early subs in the offing, which always just puzzles me.
Yeah.
Why not just make it in the half-time sheds?
Well, they can warm up outside. You can give them instructions at the 40th minute, get them out warmed up, and then just... Yeah, I don't personally get that either.
Perhaps they're just going for a jog through here. They were looking like they're going to be introduced and now just doing some run-throughs on the sides. But they'll be happy to see Liam Quayle back out there. Connor Schmidt's been fantastic as a backup, mind you. Not put a foot wrong, which is why they've not had to rush Quayle back, but
I mean, if Quayle goes back into lineup, Schmidt is terribly, terribly stiff to be demoted.
yeah, that's the problem. I mean, we've got so much talent, can't all fit in there. I mean, Liam Quayle, rising star winner last year, finished 4th in the Players MVP. He's an absolute superstar. And Schmidt's come in, they've not missed a beat as this one's driven over the top. Oh, Darcy Hall, he's just not quite had his shooting boots on today, Darcy.
No, he could have had a good 3 or 4 so far, but good to see he's trying to find those shooting boots, especially with the League Cup competition to come after the conclusion of the league season. So still plenty to play for it. There's Kamara. Launches that one just to Gorry. And just a muscle off. Bastock gets in there. Belstead fighting for it. And then Dogger Brown just says, I'm going to sort this out, and goes crunch. And we heard that up here. As Morton now has Gorry on the overlap, eventually finds him, just stays onside, takes a heavy touch inside, gets slid, taken out afterwards, and nothing given. So advantage played here as there's a player on the deck from both teams, and Ludford says, let's sort these two boys out. Some crunching challenges in the end. Calls to, if anyone wants to bring the physio on, and both are declining. And I think the call has finally come saying, are we going to get the ball back? Because in any other circumstance, Ludford wouldn't have kicked that out, but not at all. So for once, the typical sportsmanship we see regarding those injuries and throw-ins, not heeded. This calls for handball driven away. If Ludford will have a short word to Belstead there, as we see Morton again get scythed down, and the referee gives a free kick. Shouts of enough's enough, ref.
Give us sods a fair go.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine for that one. But, a free kick for Kobe Kemp in Kobe Kemp territory, this one. Probably better side for the left footer, but Kemp, very much someone who can conjure something from this type of situation.
Jack Turner back post, and that's exactly where he goes. I've nearly predicted him. Dogger Brown slots that one home eventually. I thought that hit the side netting personally from that angle, so that's actually a very good finish.
He's just
from the 50 gamer.
Threaded at the eye of the needle there, Dogger Brown, hasn't he? Just clattering it at the back post, and they're off and running in the second half. South Hobart, they make it 4-0, and Dogger Brown gets one to mark his 50th in the 50th minute. So there you go, some nice symmetry. It was a lovely ball in from Kemp across the face, and took a deflection into the path of Brown, and no one had tracked his run. He says, thank you very much.
Yeah, nice finish there. Slightly disappointed for my own self that I'd predicted Jack Turner back post and just went past him. Dogger Brown will be very happy to get that goal on the board. Goal number 6 in his NPL career. So not a bad return from a centre back. There's Turner and Kemp trying to find Hall. Robinson, Kamara wanted that further to his right, and we can see why. Didn't quite wrap his foot around that. Another fresh air from Lane. That's about 5 so far. And eventually wins the throw in off Morton. And as discussed, Ben Hamlet is doing a rather extensive warm-up, so I do think they'll be coming on soon. Maybe they'll wait to the 60th minute. I'm not sure if that actually entered the field of play. It must have done, because it's now a South Hobart throw.
I reckon the wind just took back a hold of it, slid it out as that one's played straight back out, and Connor Schmidt will take the throw in. Darcy Hall presenting short, lays it back to Farrell, the Frenchman, back to Hall, who's going down tight corridor there. Into touch it goes. So South Hobart just continuing to push on and score as many as they can and build some confidence out of the end of season campaigns, as this one's more cleverly let to run there by Kemp, and then strength from Darcy Hall to shield it. Well read though. Yeah, cut out by Tim Belstead. Did very nicely to intelligently read that one, because they were in otherwise. Here's Adam Gorry. Turner heads it just in front of him. Of course, South Hobart, with confirming their title win today, will play host to the winner of the NPL Queensland in the middle of September, that one. So they've got the NPL final series to look forward to as well as the League Cup.
Home or away?
Home.
Home,
Okay.
nice.
They'll be at Darcy Street, that one. So a big occasion for South, and they'll be looking to keep up their form leading into that one, no doubt.
Not even sure who's ahead on NPL Queensland. I do like the fact that in that competition we do get a lot of variety in the teams we face. It's not just the same state every year. I remember being here for the Campbelltown game a few years ago, and then obviously South Melbourne in between.
Gold Coast were sitting on top, but I think still are.
Yep, that's confirmation.
So looking like Gold Coast will be their opponents in that one if it holds true. Also
in the FFA Cup, I think. From memory, they're one of the Queensland reps.
Yeah, very strong team. So that looks like being the fixture at Darcy Street there, and it should be a cracking encounter with South confirming their league title win here today, as this one's nodded away. So I lost track of it. Volleyed goalward and then turned in. This is a chance. Great save, Brown. The rebound whipped away by Gorry. Just wouldn't sit, but Kieran Brown outstanding there. He's been a virtual spectator through the first 52 minutes, but sharp when called upon. And now Walter leads out the counter-attack for South. He's got men flooding forwards here. Jack Turner's one of them. His cross is blocked off by Nugent and behind for a corner.
No chance of Kieran Brown seizing up from lack of activity. Showed fantastic reflexes to get that one down off the corner. Deflected, came quickly and just pushed it outside. You often see keepers pushing that right back into the centre where the striker can poach that home, but nice fist from Brown. Saved a certain goal and done rather well. You got a good keeper when he's pretty much had to do absolutely nothing and then can pull a save out like that. Both Kingborough's first corner and just about probably second shot, so hadn't been too busy as we see the corner kick come in near post, flick on from Hall. Gorry could hit this if he wants to, dummies it, and Davis just gets there in time. Lofted in, and Kamara will get that one on over the week, and will launch this one high into the sky. Schmidt manages to get that before it bounces, and Dogger Brown just marching across and claiming that one. And Frenchman Loic Farrell comfortably sitting back there, just orchestrating traffic. Now Schmidt. To Kemp. Just effectively cleared, so they'll look to restart down the other side. Turner, Gorry making an inside run. Walter was playing his right back while Gorry's right wing, and that's a lovely ball inside. Nothing given, and Kingborough eventually repelled. On the Bastock 1v5. I'm not sure how much likelihood he's got of winning that. Here's Walter. And cuts inside. Looks for Morton. Slightly overhit, so will fall to Hall. Cuts inside. Has a shot, and again, quite not the scoring boots today, Darcy Hall. So got one, but could have had many, as we'll see. Raft of substitutions. First one off is Dave. We'll go through Kingborough's first. Davis off, and it's Harms on. And for South Hobart, Connor Schmidt having a rest, and back from injury is Liam Quayle, probably the best left back in the competition. So a handy replacement there for South Hobart. There's Kamara awaiting confirmation. Davis and off for Kingborough. Which one? Joseph Davies. Keep getting the two in the team.
Play it back to Shekamara here. Lions look to build from the back. Immediately pressed and immediately turning it over though. Here's Darcy Hall. Spun out of trouble. Trying to pull him back but couldn't. Still going Darcy Hall. Chips it in the direction of Morton. Schuth blocks it behind. I think Nugent there was trying his utmost to pull the shirt back but just couldn't get hold of him.
Yeah, hard to concede the foul when you actually can't get close enough to do that. There's, look at that, they just can't quite get it in, and
Robinson, in fact. Not
yeah,
Nugent.
and Schuth with a interesting knee clearance out. Wasn't a tricky height, so you just got to get that out any way you can. As we're now into double figure corners for South Hobart. Goes short to Morton. Now goes back post, and Darcy Hall again.
Darcy shot off all today.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, he's got the one, which he turned in very nicely from close range, but he's had some chances. He'd like to have put a couple more in, I think, Darcy.
I think he would have, and I'm curious to know as Hamlet keeps warming up whether he'll be the one taken off for the hammer time. As that's just fallen right to Goby Kemp. Morton, who after the 2 early goals hasn't managed to find a third. Foul eventually given. And now play taken quickly, so that's an interesting chip through ball from Verrill TV. And Kemp working in tight spaces, eventually gets to Morton. Gives it out to Gorry, who's pressured immediately, will look to cut inside. And just gets in time for Lloyd Farrell. So they'll see what they can do from here, South Hobart. Not as much instant penetration as we saw in the first half. Just patient build up. Making Kingborough do all the running. As we'll see, Wakefield Gorry turn up. And he's picked it up. Flick on header. Gets to Darcy Hall, who's trying and turn and shoot. Backheels it towards Morton, who air swings it. And they are opening up Kingborough here. Now Gorry, he's got a few options, goes back post and just overhits that. Lovely interplay and patient build up there from South Hobart.
Schuth just stopped team goal of the year right there. That was superb build-up play from all involved. Clever cushion header, fancy back heels, and the missed kick there from the Warthog Morton in the end. Make clean contact, but the way they've moved the ball around has been outstanding today. South Hobart, they've picked them apart. And been very sharp indeed. There's Kamara. We'll smash this one down the middle. Over the head of Schuth. Works it forward. They've got a little chance here. Harms chips it in. It's a chance for Bastock. Gets the right side and then driven a goal there by Belstead. Another good save from Brown, who's twice had to come up big for his side. And the Lions just starting to create a little bit themselves. And Kieran Brown again with the answers.
I think they've finally found a bit of pig at half-time. Broadbent's brought it out. Giving it, tried to instill it into everyone. And certainly Belstead's come out this half. And it's really, really good play on this left-hand side. Bastock just gets there in front, had time to size it up, and there's another shot on for Kingborough. So a bit more counter-attacking threat from Kingborough this half, certainly compared to the first. As we will see Nuttall come across for the throw. Goes short to Davis and then well cut out. Schuth will come back and clean that up. Back to Robinson. We'll go back to the keeper. It's a nice clearance, Kamara, but as far as the South Hobart player. And now Hall bursting down the wing where we've seen him most of this year. Inside, gets back post, touchback, Kemp. Good save from Kamara. Again, lovely, lovely build-up play from South Hobart. Very, very easing on the eye. You could watch this all day. And just gets there in time. Kemp couldn't quite wrap his body around to get it to the far post. Number 11 for South Hobart. As the corner comes in to the middle. Kamara just gets there. Walter nearly gets there. Turns, shoots as six in the way. Dogger Brown gets in front of the keeper. Eventually, Kingborough clears. Bastock against Quailu's. Foul given against Liam Quayle there. The crowd certainly not convinced by that decision. As it's gone forward to the new man Harms. And Dogger Brown will eventually clear that. Now Gorry to the Morthog. Plays in Darcy Hall, who should probably go himself with his runner at the back post. Gets there and slides it home. Beautiful, beautiful play from South Hobart. One end to the other. Cannot beat that. And it's 5-0 South Hobart, and what a performance they're putting on this Coronation Day.
Yeah, Darcy Hall, he might not have had his shooting boots on, but he's put in some lovely crosses. He gets in behind, bursts behind them with pace, and that is an inch-perfect cross for Walter to tap in. Seen some fantastic crosses today, and Darcy Hall sent his teammate up a treat there, and it looks like, well, they're showing no mercy here because the defensive midfielder Lloyd Farrell's come off for Benny Hammertime Hamlet here by the looks of it. So they're going for a few more goals in South Hobart.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick with Cup of Life, I think, South, is what the lesson we've learned, as well as their scintillating play. Just stick with what works, boys.
Just Cup of Life, please. All the viewers out there were not treated to their dulcet tones at halftime. Dulcet being the right word. I was about put to sleep as Gorry nearly gets onto that one. One thing not putting me to sleep, South Hobart's play today. I could watch this all day. Very, very easy on the eye. The interchange of passing between their front players, and even like Gorry, Quayle and Schmidt bursting up as Gorry keeps that one in, but doesn't matter. There's a foul given on Turnup, who's the only person that's surprising that hasn't scored. As Morton just misplaces that, and Joshua tries to run that in front of his Kingborough teammates, sliding in. And nothing given, and then a bit of a argy-bargy afterwards. And 16's gone crunching in the challenge and then gone down very easily. Josh Huth in the middle of it. One of the nicest little tackles from Davis. And the referee left to sort this one out. Heads to the top pocket. And we'll just wait to see what the decision here is. Card for Gorry for the retaliation. So, bit of after cheddar there. And now a chase for Kemp. To the chagrin of the crowd. Surely that one is for a bit of back chat. After all that, I think Belstead of Kingborough is going to get away with everything there. As we need to rewind a bit. As we have a look at this, Gorry just comes in and then slide challenge from Davis afterwards. Retaliates after it, and Davis goes down. Oh, very, very 2002 World Cup Ronaldo. Of that one, Rivaldo, I should say. And back to live play. Darcy Hall tries to find Turnup. Well, cut out from Nugent, who's sick of his centre-back position and decides to go for a run. Shuth, Hammertime Hamlet chasing that one down. I don't think no one knew what was coming across. Ben 10, Jinx inside, beats 3, has a shot. And that is wonderful play from Hammertime Hamlet. Instant impact, and you can see what he brings to the team. All encapsulated in that 5 seconds of play. Now it's cleared on the far side there, and South Hobart can rebuild. Just dropped so many shoulders there, did Ben Hamlet. You can see why he's their usual starting striker. Have a look again. He robbed Nuttall of the ball. First one gets past 3 and just couldn't quite get enough power on it.
Caught up on the blog there. Fair bit going on the last few minutes there, fun. I'll stop typing. It's an action-packed game.
That's why you're the multitasker out of us two.
And I don't think you'd have a bar of it if I threw the laptop in your direction, Funty. Nor should you.
You know what my reaction would be.
I'm not even going to ask, as Turner plays this one down the flank for Quayle on his return. And he's going to He's going to have to earn his starting berth back, isn't he, given the form of Schmidt? I mean, you'd imagine once he does get back to full fitness, he does start, but Connor Schmidt has been excellent in his stead in recent weeks. There's another corner here for South. They are a 12th of the game. Will it yield a 6th goal? It's in there near post and bundled about. Turner brings it down. Skewed the shot to him. A good pass for Hall, who drives it. What a save, Kamara. Sprawling across it. Another drive is just wide this time from Kemp. But Sheck Kamara with the reflexes to keep him out there.
Cat-like from Sheku Kamara. Miscue ahead, but that's low in the bottom corner and just gets a big palm to it. Like a big line paw is Sheku Kamara. And that is a fantastic save. Once again, probably been Kingborough's best on in a 5-0 defeat. He is a class act. Here's Sheku Kamara. And we'll see what South Hobart can do here as Turner picks it up, plays it to Gorry. Going to be a switch of play, I think, and ends up avoiding that option, and it's nearly a good ball from Kemp. And just misplaced from Walter, now Morton. And let's see what Quayle can do on his return. Didn't quite beat the first man. And funny feeling, I don't think South Hobart can be making too many more subs, judging by the laid-back nature of their bench. And eventually back to Quayle. Now Walter, who put the body in a little too forcefully there and gives away the free kick.
So 22 minutes left in this one. South Hobart storming their way to the league title and a record 12th consecutive victory, which is the most, surpassing Devonport's 11 from last season. It's been an incredible season from this South Hobart side, and they've just waltzed away with what we all thought was going to be a pretty tight title race. It looked like we had 4 pretty genuine contenders after the first full round of fixtures. But South have just kept on keeping on. They've not let up once. And they're going to be worthy champions this year. They've been the best side by a distance.
Yeah,
Bastock back to lane. And a free kick will go to the Lions' way.
Just amazing how they've managed to pull away from the title when it looked like being one of the tighter title races. 4 teams in it early on. Eventually, Zebras sort of made it away a bit. Then the big match here against Olympia Warriors with South Hobart put on an absolute show. Sort of started to put pay to them, and then Devonport, again, they've beaten all their rivals here at Darcy Street. I think it's been a key reason for them winning the title.
It's been a place of really all their rivals' downfall of Darcy Street. Of course, that 3-2 result here against Zebras, which saw Saville leave. That was the beginning of the end for Zebras. Devonport, I mean, they dropped points the week before against Devonport, but against Launceston City, sorry, but that was the end, really. They slumped after coming here and losing, and Olympia, as we say, that 6-2 loss really took the wind out of their sails. So it's been the theatre of dreams, that's for sure, for South Hobart, and the theatre of nightmares for the visiting sides. It's been really where they've made their mark and made their big statements this season, South.
Yeah, they certainly do love playing here at their home ground at every possible opportunity. And they certainly turn it on. And that one's going to be a throw. Lovely work retrieving that one back from Wiki.
And the players, not just the big winners today too, the kids have just scored the freebies from the canteen. Done very nicely too there. Yeah, the chips and potato cakes for free. The 70th minute, they've done very well. South Hobart youngsters winning on the field and off the field, it would seem.
We need to have a break at the 70th minute, I think, to redeem that offer. Love some of that.
Kobe Kemp standing over this one. And his set-piece delivery has been absolutely spot on today. Cultured right foot of his. And he sends this one to the back post. Turner with a crossbar, not far away. Turner, the cork in the ocean once again, bobs up and drills this one into the post.
Still hasn't quite got that goal today. As Jack Turner, perfect position, and look, he's not too far away at all. Well, he just another width of the ball to the left and not sinking in nicely. As we'll see Kamara make a short goal kick. Actually looking up to Harms, but doesn't quite get there. Nearing header on Wakefield. Now into Davis. Back to Wakefield, who just goes when in doubt, kick it out. Didn't really have too many options given the way he was given the ball and what way he was facing when receiving it. So eventually South Hobart will look to rebuild. 20 minutes left. South Hobart 3 in the first half. I reckon they'd be keen to get 3 in this second as well. And Alex Walter just playing ring-a-ring-a-rosy there with Harms. It's a bit cruel. And now Morton looks back post and can't quite pick up hold. Kamara gets there just in time. Thumping long ball, which Dogger Brown's probably going to pick that up most times against shorter opposition. And Adam Gorry now employs some safety first and thumps that one out of play for a throw.
Throw men forward here, Kingborough. Go on. What's the difference between 5-0, 6-0? Try to get a goal, surely. Something
looks
to
better.
Celebrate.
Looks a lot better. I mean, look, it's not 10-0 like last time, 10-1.
Yeah, it was a slightly more open type Kingborough side. And the red card early saw them absolutely implode that day, which under Broadbent they've been a bit more stable at the back. Oh, really well done there by Jackson Nugent to win that away from Hamlet, who used his body well and looked the favourite. He puts this one forward, but it's broken up by Nuttall. And now Belstead wasn't quite on the same page as his teammate there, and South Hobart taking back over through Brown to Darcy Hall. So he's looked more dangerous on the wing since he's moved there. I think he's more suited to playing in the wing.
I think so. I mean, it's a good experiment from Ken Morton just to see if it's a possibility, but I do think that bit of grunt that Hammer Time brings and then Hall's pace down the wing. Him and Gorry, we've seen over the last few weeks, have just been fantastic.
Maybe wanted to see getting Kobe Kemp back in that right wing position. He played really well early in the year, because let's not forget there's a certain Liam Scott who's been going around in the reserves who he's one of the best players in the state.
Yeah.
He's an absolute star. He's got to slot in somewhere. I don't know where it is. So maybe he's thinking the defensive midfield role for him. Kemp pushes wide.
I mean, it's an
embarrassment of riches.
It'd be very Philip Lam to play Liam Scott in the defensive mid, the traditional kind of full-back moving into defensive mid. He's got the skill set for it.
He can play anywhere.
He could. Oh, look, striker.
Yeah, all right, maybe not. But wouldn't put it past him. But
well,
centre back, full back, I think he can play midfield in this system just fine.
Yeah. Oh, look, all of them would be well suited to his game. And who do you drop? That's the question.
I think that's why we haven't seen him yet, to be honest.
I mean, I did watch him. I think his first game back. I'll say fitness was a slight issue. And Gorry thumps that into the street behind us. Yeah, I mean, their South Hobart Challenge League team is just absolutely ridiculous.
They could probably finish top 4 in the NPL, to be honest. It's terrifying depth they've got right now as the Mortog and Schuth, two lively customers who won't take a backward step, going at each other. And then Kemp spreads the play beautifully again to Walter. And Walter looks to drive at the defence. Couldn't skip around him though, and the Lions recover it. Schuth forward to Bastock, cleverly laid that one off, and now Harms carrying it forward. He's not got a lot in support. He spreads it wide for Lane, who just showed too much of it to Kobe Kemp, who for me has been the best player on the pitch today. Very classy display from Kobe Kemp.
I'm glad you can pick one. I've been having that thought for about 5 minutes and I've still got no idea who to pick.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it's been a very complete performance from Kemp. But certainly a number out there who'd be well worthy being named in the best. They've been superb today, South, as Morton pressures and charges that one down. Turner lets it run. Kemp gets back on it. Sends it to Hammer Time, who's come from an offside position.
Yeah, just not quite expecting that one to become so soon to him was Ben 10. And South Hobart looking to make another sub. I'll take that back, what I said about not looking likely to make any others.
Connor Cass, is it?
Yeah, I think that's the only other person on the bench that's not Albie or the Monkster.
Yeah, Connor Cass played very well last week.
And it'd be very interesting to see who they take off. And also Kingborough lining up a sub as well. I think that's Lacoze coming on.
Yeah, looks like both teams making a change.
Lacoze coming on. They're going to take up a wing position where we saw him last week. And jogging off is Lane for Kingborough Lions. And just going to have to wait another minute or so. Here's Cass. Not quite ready to pull the trigger. Here's Kenny Morton.
Yep, Alex Walter coming off for South Hobart.
Oh. Almost gone for a jog and Walter's come off, so I haven't seen who's actually come off for Walter and Cass is.
Maybe he's not, maybe he's just getting some treatment on the bench there and Cass is coming on for someone else.
Yeah, that could be potential.
Because the trainer's doing something there with Walter, but Cass has now picked the bib back up, so a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, it's still not as strange as the end of the first half, but it's getting up there as Morton now jinks past two. Nugent for company, does well, hits it into Hammer Time's thigh, tries to get it in from a yard out. I think Framer Shaker Kamara will stop that most times.
It was like ice hockey goalie just closing down the near post just with the body going. There is no physical way you are squeezing the ball through here.
Yeah, fortunately the ball's also a bit bigger than a puck, so it's even less likely. Does well to make that goal look as small as possible. Still confusion over Walter and Gorry. We have another look at that. Yeah, physically just no way past from there. As the wind, as the sun goes down and the wind gets a little chillier. And we're going to see a long throw in from Dogger Brown down the corner. He didn't quite see a change.org petition for that one and falls a bit short, and now Lacoze can clear that one. Watford, good clearance in the end. Pressure from Kingborough. It's actually 4v4 at the top, but managed to get it out to Hammer Time. Finds Turner, finds Gorry. Shalise is going to go to Hall and does back post. Is the Morthog lurking and well cleared by Kingborough eventually. And Brown's going to keep that one in.
Much to Alex Walter's disappointment, who's been
he wants to come back on.
He's been trying to get back on for a couple of minutes now.
Well, I mean, surely you can just get a wave and come on.
Well, he was waving at the referee quite vociferously, who was not having a part of it. Looked over and went, nah.
Nah, you can stay off.
Kemp, Dullardford. Kemp says, I'll take this, Dogger. I'll go, you Shepherd. Now he looks up and chips it down the line for Turner. A chest it to Morton, who runs into the box. The Morthog Morton back across the face. Kamara again. Well,
what a save.
It may be 5-0, but Chet Kamara's been outstanding.
What a save getting down low. That is fantastic work.
Morthog still doesn't have his hat-trick.
No.
Very much on the cards. It looks like it will be Adam Gorry being replaced by Connor Cass.
Gorry certainly not too happy at being taken off. Not your usual substitute material is left back. Yeah, very interesting. I think Connor Cass is going to play that right back position. Ludford. Nice back heel from Walter, who's finally been let back on, and that's just over the head of Hall from Quayle. And we'll roll out for a throw-in, so 10 minutes left in this game between South and Kingborough, and to be fair, the game was over after about 15. Just going through the motions a bit here at South Hobart. Kingborough fighting on valiantly, but between South Hobart's players, done rather well as Morton now going for another cross into the box and nearly finds Turner. Arms eventually hits that one high in the sky. Liked a bit more distance as Bastock. It's a nice hefty bit of shirt, but nothing given for Cass. Oliver Brown tries to chest it. Now it's a 3v3, but an underhit pass from Bastock. Well cut out from Ludford. And Kemp. And Walter, who can just delightfully lock this one. Managed to get a foot to it. And he'll go out for a corner kick. And I'm not quite sure how he hasn't scored there. He's just plain hit that into Kamara. Kamara's come out to close the angle. Hall's got there first. And anywhere else but where he's hit it, that's a goal. So, the unlucky 13th corner for South Hobart. Taken by Kemp, who has taken more set pieces in this match than I can think of anyone else. Goes back post, Dogger Brown rising high, and there's the head only as far as Walter. Morton a bit of a task that he was up to, and then just shanks that one out for a goal kick. Mara's now on a bit of a chase to get the ball. Yeah, that Kingborough Clarence game that's coming up is going to be huge, deciding the wooden spoon for the year.
The dreaded spoon.
Is that at the Den or the Junjun?
I think it's at the Den.
I think it is
if
at the
I
Den.
remember correctly. Yeah, a big one, and certainly Broadbent last week was already talking about that one. And there's promising no shortage of pig for that occasion. And they're going to need to be a little bit sharper in attack if they're going to cause any damage there. I'd expect them to have a bit more of the ball though.
Yeah, I would as well. And a bit of a slow roasted pig, I think, getting ready for that one in a fortnight's time.
And, South Hobart today, very different beast, as they've shown all season. They're the class of Tasmanian football this year. And they're well on their way. So a big victory once more. The only question now, just how big of a victory will it be? Of course, once they wrap up the league title today, FFA Cup action on Tuesday, KG5, 7:30. NPL Warriors and the Upper Leichhardt Tigers. So the big games, the big occasions keep coming as this one slid through for Hamlet. Nugent shuts it down nicely. Looking very much forward to that one. Come along to KG5 for one of the biggest days on the Tasmanian footballing calendar. Yeah. Another home tie in the FFA Cup.
Another one. We've been pretty lucky in terms of home ties. Just the one away so far in the competition is slightly overhit there on Cass. And goes out for a goal kick. Very much looking forward to Tuesday night. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere down at KGV. Do like the night games. They're nice and close the crowd in. It can create quite a good atmosphere there when it's full. As we'll see Kingborough make their third and final substitution.
Jones coming on.
And see where Jones lines up. I think it's Belstead coming off.
Battled hard today. I think Belstead had a couple of nice moments. Had that shot denied by Brown. He fought hard, but yeah, it's been very much one-way traffic today as Turner and Schuth compete in the air. Jones immediately involved. This one's just lofted with the pitching wedge straight up in the air. Morton, well, that worked out beautifully for him, turned. Now that will deflect into the path of Sheku Kamara. A bit of afters there. The Wardog, I think it's just a little bit salty. He was denied that hat-trick by that save before.
Well, he's been salty for about 60 minutes so far, not having that hat-trick. He's pulled out some blinders, has Sheku Kamara. As gets in front of Lacose. Tracking back his Hall. And well battled. Pushing the back, not given, so attack from Jones. He's just run that out of play.
No, that's generous. He's given a very generous advantage there at Dogger Brown. Dog around with the finger wagging, saying you're kidding yourself.
I turned away from that as I thought it was a goal kick. What is that for?
I'm pretty sure it's for the... Or has he actually paid it for that bit there?
No, he's paid. That's where the free kick is being located.
Okay, I thought it was just a really generous advantage. That's just a really generous free kick instead.
Very generous referee. Very giving mood, and let's see what Kingborough can do. It's the first time they've really had a set piece in this kind of dangerous area all game. As the goes at the near post. Goes that way, and Brown gets down well. Cheeky attempt at that near post.
Arms trying to curl it in. Catch the keeper out. Might bend it enough, and it was a good effort, but Brown did well to get across. And when called upon today, he's been good, Brown. Hasn't had a heap to do, but a few good saves of note from him.
Yeah, solid, sturdy. Yeah, as you say, hasn't had too much to do in terms of build-up or repelling constant attacks, but has been alert when necessary. And just enjoyed the finger wagging there from Dr. Brown.
Someone make that into a gift.
Yeah, that was my exact thought. If anyone wants a gift job, there you go. As tick into the 88th minute. And what's the shot tally for South Hobart in the end?
29-4.
29-4. That is...
My dude, Kingborough, 100% on target. 4 from 4. Every time they've had a shot, they've at least got it on target.
It's the small victories in life. As truth as the sun rays across Darcy Street, Cass just gets in front of Lacose. And Kingborough managed to push up, so Nuttall will take the throw, asking for offers short. Heads down to line to Lacose, and now the free kick goes the other way, down in that corner. So, not sure if that's a bit of payback for the earlier one.
Yeah, the even-upper. South Hobart now just moments away from confirming their title victory and a record 12th win in a row. They've had much more difficult victories than today in that streak, and they're putting on a show now. Could there be one more? Darcy all surging the box. Look at that, South Hobart runners in. Everyone wants a goal. 6 people storm into the 6-yard box. Some very hungry South Hobart mouths thinking there's the chance to be fed. There's a blitzkrieg of red all of a sudden in the box, but they've repelled well the Lions.
Oh, another free kick that we won't talk too much about there. Hobart sponsors Legs and Breasts. That's like the cue for Legs and Breasts on a Saturday night. That was just storming in.
The old crash the box, that one. That was a bit of the old Mighty Ducks flying V-type formation.
I was thinking more just overload, just hitting the overload button.
Everyone just sensing a chance to get another goal.
Eventually comes to nothing, and Kingborough now have another set piece in their own half, which will go back post. Schuth with the header, knocks it into the penalty spot, and there's no one there. Hall wants to take that one down. Nugent just gets in front. And cleared again from Nuttall, who's in action again. Could have let that one run, but just went safety first. And everyone at South Hobart eagerly awaiting the final whistle. I think they're ready to celebrate the title.
Yeah, ready to roar here at the Darcy Street faithful.
We've heard how loud they can roar before with the Oscar Thomas goal. Let's hope for something similar.
Yeah, might not quite have the same drama this one. I think it's been a few weeks of knowing they've got this one, and now it's just mathematically official. I think that Oscar Thomas goal probably was in fact the moment the title was confirmed to a certain extent. And that stunning halfway strike from there, it was always incredibly unlikely that they weren't going to claim the title, and they've been pretty well flawless since that moment, South. And they've been, well, maybe not clinical today, they've been dominant, they've created a host of chances. Sheku Kamara's fought hard in the Lions goal, but geez, they've been overwhelmed, and it's going to be a pretty heavy scoreline in the end as Turner looks it forward as they try and find a 6th, and that's over the top. Brown back to steer it away and work it to Darcy Hall, who'll send this one in the middle there. Turning on the ball is Walter. Back to Hall. He's got Cass overlapping. He feeds him now. It's Connor Cass. Cuts it back. Jackson Nugent breaks up the play, and that's out of Hamlet.
6 again in the box for South Hobart, trying to get something, a goal to add to the score sheet. All lining up and eventually cleared from Nugent.
Kenny Morton just shaking the hands of the South Hobart bench down there. A job well done as far as he's concerned. Another league title. A storied manager. And Ken Morton, he just keeps winning him. It's been a drought by their standards, but the drought is over, if you can call 2 years that. South Hobart 2017 PS4 NPL Tasmania League champions. A record 12th consecutive victory. They've been the best side all year. Today it's confirmed, and they will enjoy their success. A thumping 5-0 victory to confirm it, as the trophy heads back to Darcy Street for another year.
Yeah, no better way to win the title. 30 shots on or off target, 5-0 victory. Just a great show put on for all the fans who, as you say, probably knew the victory and the coronation was coming, but good to do it in such style and such panache. I think that'll bring all the South Hobart faithful in a good mood as they head home. Thoroughly deserved champions. Obviously, have had a 2-year break with important Olympia winning the title in between their first, but South Hobart very happy to be back on top, and now with both the League Cup and the NPL final series to look forward to. Just Kenny Morton can now focus on the next challenge, which I'm sure he will relish. So, great day out here for South Hobart. Just going through the goals on the screen for you. Nick Morton there with 2 in the first 20. Did exceptionally well to finish them off. And from that moment onwards, that second goal, had the match all sewn up. And just this absolutely wonderful cross from Gorrie that's beaten 4 players. Cannot beat it. As the champions photo is being set up out in the middle of the ground. Haven't yet to hear "We Are the Champions" yet. As soon as I say that,
right on cue. A bit of Queen blast out, and what a side they've been, South Hobart. Deserved victors. The champagne is out. Dogger Brown going to do some work here. He's gone straight for the crowd. He's got a target in mind. And Hammers has got that, Rosie. Give it a little bit. And they are enjoying it, as well as they should. South Hobart, league champions for the 2017 season, and worthy league winners. They've been fantastic this year. 12 consecutive wins. They'll enjoy tonight, I would suggest. On the day it was officially confirmed that once again South Hobart are the best in the business as far as Tasmanian football is concerned. That's all for us here at Darcy Street on the day that South officially wrapped it up. I've been Andrew Cooling. It's been a pleasure bringing this one to you with Paul Hunt. And we'll be back with a slightly different setup on Tuesday night for the FFA Cup. Ready for that call. It's Olympia taking on the NPL Leichhardt Tigers. But today, it's all about South Hobart. There you go. We'll leave you with that image of South Hobart, 2017 champions.